So can a bad performing truck put you as an owner-operator out of business? That's what we're gonna be discussing today. So in today's video, we're gonna talk about my worst performing owner-operator. We're gonna talk about what are his options, how much is he actually losing. We'll probably get into a couple of pay statements so you can see the difference between a good performing truck and a bad performing truck. We're gonna talk about his idling time. We're gonna talk about the performance of his truck, and we'll give him some options on what we would recommend for any owner-operator in that position to do. So let's get into that. I had an owner-operator come up to me and tell me, hey Ronen, listen, I'm having a real hard time. I don't know what it is, but I'm only making about 90, 92, 93 cents net per mile as an owner-operator. And I look at that number and I was like, wow, there's something wrong with that number. It can't be that you're making so low. I mean, usually my owner-operators are, $1.10, $1.15, $1.20. All of our owner-operators here get paid the same. Now, obviously, in this situation, I like to pick on the flat-nosed trucks. Yes, it is a flat-nosed truck. I mean, obviously, it's not going to do the 8.5 and the 9 miles per gallon like, my other trucks. I truly believe that if your truck is underperforming under 8 miles per gallon, you're having a real hard time making ends meet, or you could be doing a lot better for yourself. Now, I'll go into these details in this video. So here we have, my analytics and my stats. I'm going to hide the unit numbers. I really don't want to expose the unit number in my fleet and who's the worst performing owner operator here, but the data that's here is very, very valuable, and I think we can all learn something from it. So if you're a small fleet owner, if you're an owner operator, I mean, a real powerful video for you. So the first 5 or 6 or 7 or 8, they're all my day cabs. So obviously day cabs are going to eat a lot more fuel. And then you have the first power unit. Average for this unit over the last 90 days is 6.1 miles per gallon. That is extremely low in this fleet, okay? 6.1 miles per gallon is what I expect day cabs to do. Anything under 7.58 for me is considered, a write-off. I got to do something about that truck. I don't think it's a good performing truck. But, the first thing that I look at, okay, this guy's probably idling through the night. That truck is on 24/7. But when you actually look over the course of the 90 days, he's produced 32,000 miles. So he's in range with every single owner operator here. Check mark for mileage, right? So a lot of times, you might have an underperforming truck because there's not enough mileage. But not in this case. The mileage is just fine. And then when you look over here on the right-hand side and you see 12.7% idle time. Anything under 15% is considered, I would say is in the yellow. Anything above 15% for me in our fleet, it's a red, so it's red alarms, and then anything under 10% is green. So this guy is at 12.7%. Nothing outrageous, nothing wrong with these stats. So it's definitely not the idling, it's the amount of fuel that this truck is consuming. 6.1 miles per gallon when the truck is not idling even at night. I mean, that is definitely, impacting the pay. Now, how much is it impacting the pay? So 5,864 miles is what this driver drove. And you can see the fuel. The fuel that he spent is $4,150 on fuel. Which is excessive because he's only running at 6.1 miles per gallon. Now, had he been an owner-operator that had a more economical truck where he's running at 8 or 8.5 miles per gallon, here we have a second pay statement, which is an owner-operator that drove 6,031 miles, so 200 miles more. Okay, check out the difference in how much money they spent on fuel. One of them spent $4,150 on fuel, and the second owner-operator spent $3,096. That's $1,000 difference, and this driver drove 200 miles more. Right away you can see that's $1,000 per pay. Now you have 2 pays every single month. That's $2,000 every single month, okay? So I actually looked into the value of his truck, and the value of his truck is about $40,000. I would recommend for that driver to take that truck, to sell that truck for $40,000, even if he gets $35,000 for it, whatever. I would tell him to go and purchase a 2021 or a 2022. Now, I don't care if it's a Volvo or a Freightliner. Look at all these Volvos that we have and Freightliners that we have, okay? There's a reason why, bigger trucking companies, even medium trucking companies, they go for the Volvos and the Freightliners. They're extremely economical. So my recommendation, basically you take this $35,000 truck and you get rid of it. You take your $35,000, you buy yourself an $80,000, $90,000 truck. Now that $80,000, $90,000 truck is going to cost you about $45,000. That $45,000, honestly, you can finance that over the course of 3 years or even 2.5 years. It'll cost you less than that $2,000 a month. Now you'll be in a newer truck, in a more comfortable truck, in a more aerodynamic truck, and you're going to save your money, okay, on the fuel. Some of you are going to say, you know what, the new trucks, oh, they have too many problems with them, the EGR valve and the EGR cooler and those problems. Honestly, the best remedy for that is a diesel APU units from Carrier, and I highly recommend you either have a diesel APU unit or a battery pack APU unit. Now, for those of you out there that are interested in buying these units, maybe don't have the best of credit, maybe you guys need help with financing, so we here at ET Transport help drivers become owner operators. You're more than welcome to choose any one of our 2019s or 2020 models. We'll do the financing for you, and then you can start having paychecks like this where you can be an owner operator and you can start producing probably about 30 or 35% more than what company drivers make out there. Now, we are hiring both in our Ontario division in Canada and also in Atlanta, Georgia. We do have some positions available for owner operators in Atlanta, Georgia, as well as local positions. So drivers that want to stay in Atlanta and do picks and deliveries in Atlanta, we have those positions also available. So feel free to reach out to me. Hopefully you learned something from this video. Please, guys, feel free to recommend. I'm sure he's going to be reading some of the comments below, and we'll be making our decision on what we're going to do to help him out. So leave the comments down below. I'm Ronen, and I'll catch you in my next video.